welcome to NewsFirst Prime. This is Archana Ravikumar. Holidays have begun and you must be wondering what to do with the kids, how to keep them occupied. If your kid is very inclined towards science, here's a wonderful place within Bengaluru itself, that is the Param Science Experience Center. Here, your curious minds of the children are definitely ignited and definitely science comes alive. Come, let's explore the place and have a look. So we'll start with Maya of Illusions of Navarasa. What is Navarasa actually? They're the 9 emotions. And to explain this, we have with us Shayan. Welcome to our show.
Hi,
So
ma'am.
would you like to kindly take us through the...
Definitely, we can start in from here,
Okay.
wherein the first emotion that we have is the Veera Rasa, which is all about confidence or bravery. We know that if a person is confident or brave enough, they can win over anyone in the world. So that way, this is projected up in here. So in here, we'll have 2 visitors, wherein one who is short in height can stand over here,
Okay.
and the taller person can sit over there.
Okay, I have my kids only, maybe I'll get them.
Sure, sure.
Dhruv and Sashika.
So you can sit over there. Sit comfortably like a king. So you can click in a picture from that point.
Okay.
Wherein once you click a picture from that point, you tend to see that the person standing over here would have grown taller in height.
Okay.
Whereas the person sitting over there, even though he is taller in height, would have shrunk in size.
This is the picture. Yeah, she appears taller and he appears shorter here. That's nice. So what do you infer from this?
So the science aspect is, it's all about force perception.
Thank you.
So the next in here, we have the Hasya Rasa.
Okay.
Hasya is all about happiness.
Right.
So you can see, it's just by using 2 regular mirrors, we have shown up 2 different views.
Okay.
Here is the convex and the concave mirrors. You'll see yourself in an expanded version.
Right.
And there's an inverted image of you over here. And we also have a small activity for all of,
Okay.
wherein they'll have to find a monkey that's hidden in this picture.
Yeah, I already found my
Yeah.
monkey.
So you can give it a try, you can just show in.
Yeah.
So in here we know that the happiness will be right in front of us,
Yes.
but yet we always tend to
Tend
look at it elsewhere.
That's a nice one.
That is shown up in that.
Okay.
So the next in here we have the Fun Darpan,
Okay.
wherein Fun Darpan is all about alternate mirrors. So once we stand at the designated spots, we tend to see that the faces swap with each other.
Right.
You can have a look in this.
Okay.
So here, as you can observe, there's mirror over here and gap in here.
Oh, there are
and
mirrors
gap.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
There's no gap absolutely then. Oh, this is an okay.
There is the
This
gap
is the
in
gap.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no gap here.
So that way you'll see yourself.
Right.
So the next in here we have the Raudra Rasa, wherein Raudra is all about anger emotion.
Okay.
We know that if a person is angry, we usually tend to blame it on others, and we only see that person's face wherever we go in. So that is projected up in here, wherein you can stand over here.
And see the person who's angry, is it?
You'll see the person who made you angry.
Made us angry. Okay.
So you can just bend
we're
down.
Just saying we made ourselves angry. It's not the other person who's responsible for our anger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here it's a focal point with parabolic mirrors.
Okay.
So the next in we have the Bhayanaka Rasa, which is all about exaggeration of fear. So we know that few of them will be afraid of heights, or few of them will be afraid of snakes or something else.
Correct.
But people tend to make use of it. They take advantage of it. So the same way in here, you can stand on this and look down. When you look down, you tend to feel that it's way too deep in.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not that deep.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's the whole exhibit is just this much
Okay.
with 2 mirrors, a hardened mirror and a normal mirror.
Oh.
And in
so it's
between,
just 2 inches, only
Yeah.
this much.
it's just this
But
much.
it looks much deeper.
Yeah.
Alright.
So the next in here we have the Karuna Rasa, wherein Karuna is all about sadness or sympathy. So now you can see that I have covered up these lights and you won't be able to see anything in the sides or the edges.
Okay.
When you look down, you tend to feel that they have just kept in some pieces. But if I open the
Oh.
hands, you'll be able to see
COVID,
two different
COVID.
perspectives or two different words, COVID and death.
Okay, but you've arranged all this in a specific manner.
Yeah.
How is it all done? Like, is it some kind of an art that you learn, or how is it?
We call this as an ambigram, ma'am.
Ambigram, okay.
So the next in here we have the Adbhuta Rasa, wherein Adbhuta is all about surprise or wonder emotion. So you can see Einstein hanging,
Yes.
and if you look towards this side, there's a different person.
Okay. It's a totally different thing.
So there's a skull hanging up for you. So after that we have the Shanta Rasa,
Okay.
which is all about peace. So there's a sentence in here, you'll have to read the sentence. A small activity again.
Peace anchors time. I can't see very clearly though. To a tranquil stillness.
So it's the whole
That is
sentence is peace anchors time into a tranquil stillness.
Okay.
So this one, if you squint your eyes or open your phone camera and have a look in, you'll be able to see it much more clearly.
Yeah, I guess I can see it better now.
So here we have the Shringara Rasa,
Okay.
wherein Shringara is all about love emotion. We know that if a person is in love, they only see perfect things in the other person, whomever they are loving it.
Yeah.
So that is projected up in here,
Okay.
wherein there's an imperfect object but with a perfect reflections.
Okay.
So we call this as an anamorphic art.
Right.
Your imperfect object in the curved surface, you'll be able to see that perfect reflection.
But how do you explain this to the children? Like,
So basically, they know that their parents love them so much, but yet they know they won't scold us.
right.
But yet people will always have that fear. So that is shown up in here.
Okay.
They only see perfect things in their children.
Yeah.
So here we have the Bibhatsa Rasa,
Okay.
wherein Bibhatsa is all about disgust. So here you will be able to see one object but with three different perceptions.
Okay.
From one point it's A, from
Right.
the other it's B,
Right.
from the top angle it's C.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So here first we can relate aversion in context. Aversion in context is basically where we eat.
Okay.
If we eat in a good and hygienic place wherein there's ambience, everything is proper in, we always tend to love that food.
Right.
If we eat in not so good and hygienic place, we might not even like the food.
Right.
So that is aversion in context. Beloved in context is basically with whom we eat. If we eat with our loved ones, wherever we eat, we are gonna enjoy that food.
Yeah.
If we eat with not so close one of us, even if we eat in the same restaurant, the same food, we might not like it.
Okay.
So that is
So
projected in
this is
beloved
science
in
mixed
context.
with moral values.
So at the end, we have the Navarasa AR wall.
Okay.
So here it's all about augmented reality. So you can stand out here, look at the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see different filters coming up for you.
So you can see my Navarasas here.
A bit closer.
Okay, I think we have still lots more to see. Let's move on. So what is this section?
So now we are entering into the digital galaxy.
Okay.
It's all about
Most
interaction
exciting
with the
one, I
screens.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So kids are gonna definitely like these galleries
Okay.
since they are gonna be interacting with the screens and they are gonna learn how technology is.
Oh, okay.
So the first one that we have in here is the Rangoli file. So here it's all about symmetrical lines, wherein even a non-artist will become an artist here.
Okay.
You can just draw one line and observe how beautifully the patterns come in.
Any line, is it?
Yeah.
Just a straight line also? Oh.
Anyway,
Just one finger only?
yeah. If you just draw on one side, it's coming on all the other sides.
So you're teaching Rangoli to kids here.
So it's basically we are talking about symmetrical lines. The common thing they will relate is Rangoli.
Rangoli, right. Okay.
After that, we have the time mocap. It's all about time motion capture. It's telling about the immediate past, wherein I was standing up here and if I just walk in, the frames is shown up in there.
Okay.
Wherein
So what is this actually?
in here a camera is detecting your movement, ma'am, and
Okay.
converting into frames.
So there's a compilation of the frames.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice, interesting actually. So generally this is how a camera works, is it?
Yeah. So the next in here we have the energy mocap, which is a simulation of how the energy is passing out of the body.
Okay.
So it's basically telling this is how your energy might pass out of your body.
Right.
Again, here it's a normal camera that's detecting our movement and converting into RGB colored video for us.
Okay. So this is how I don't know what is the basis of the color here.
It's just the basic of all colors, R, G and B, red, green and blue colors.
So what is that red and what? Some places I can see red.
Yeah,
and some
they don't signify anything. We have just shown up in here that.
Okay, just the energy, how the energy moves away from your body.
Yeah.
This is how
might
it goes.
move in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
So here we have the hands-on opera. Wherein hands-on opera is you can create your own music. You'll just have to keep your hand above the sensor and hover your hand.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So the
Any
sound
kind of
starts to
music,
come.
is it?
Yeah. It's basically a pre-assigned sound. You can stand over here.
Okay.
Have to slowly raise your hand. Wherein here is a IR sensor that's recognizing the gesture,
Okay.
and based on that, it's playing up the pre-assigned sound.
Oh, okay.
After that, here we move towards the Rangoli 2.0. Over there, it was all symmetrical lines,
Yes.
and it was all static designs.
Okay.
Here, it's all about dynamic designs. You can just draw on the screen, and you can rotate around. So there's a whole new different pattern coming up once you start the rotation. So this is how your original design was. This way.
What is this one based on?
So here we have used in Touch Designer,
Okay.
and it's all about dynamic designs, ma'am.
You can just draw in anything.
Yeah. So you can even change the size as well as the colors.
So increase the size also.
Yeah. So if you want to
Colours.
rotate in, you can just deactivate the brush over here and rotate in. Once you deactivate the brush, you won't be able to draw on the screen. You'll have to activate it again. Yeah, now we can
Also,
draw.
you can have different colors also apart
Yeah.
from green. Mix of colors. Basically teaching them symmetrical and
Yeah, dynamic design.
dynamic. Very nice.
So here we have the digital doodle duel, a multiplayer game by AI, wherein AI will be the judge. Who draws the fastest and accurate will win the game.
Okay.
AI will just tell us a word, you'll have to draw that. Now AI has told us draw a cake. Let's see who draws the fastest and the accurate. Here they will also be able to see the predictions.
Round 2.
Draw a telephone.
Telephone.
Draw a telephone, not a mobile. So according to the prediction, it's a key. It's looking like a key. And over there, it's looking like a snowflake. So delete it and redo it. Be faster, be faster. You just have 40 seconds to go. Out of the 3 rounds, whoever wins the maximum rounds will be declared as the winner of that.
This is a very nice and entertaining thing for the kids. I think when you get your kids here, I think it's a very nice and entertaining way to keep them occupied digitally here. I think this is a place where I think kids will really enjoy the digital part of it.
Since most of their learning is taking place via digital,
Yeah.
we just wanted to make it much more interesting.
Yes.
Instead of just listening, they can have fun over here
Right.
by drawing it.
And this is
A rocket which is made completely out of cardboard.
So from here, where are you taking us to?
So the next in, we are heading towards the world of Vimanas.
Okay.
World of Vimanas is all from an imaginary YouTuber's perspective.
Okay.
Our imaginary YouTuber was researching on aeroplanes because he wanted to know how aeroplanes fly and what are the essentials, the equipments and all the other stuff. While doing so, he stumbled across the Vaimanika Shastra, a book by Maharshi Bharadwaja. So in that book, all about aeroplanes was mentioned.
Okay.
So we can have a look through that.
Sure.
As I was talking in, now we are entering into the world of Ramanas.
Okay.
So usually in the Hindu, we believe that we have the 4 yugas.
Right.
That's the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and the Kali Yuga.
Correct.
So out of those 4 yugas, we have chosen 3 yugas. That's the Treta Yuga, Dwapara and the Kali Yuga. So it is believed in these 3 yugas, there were 3 different Vimanas. In the Treta Yuga, it was the Pushpaka Vimana.
Right.
It is believed in this same Vimana, Ravana kidnapped Ma Sita.
Yeah.
So in the Dwapara, it's the Bhairavi Vimana. And in the Kali Yuga, it's the Shakuna Vimana. Wherein Shakuna Vimana was inspired from a bird's flight path. So they just wanted to copy a bird's flight path and they wanted to try to fly an aeroplane out of it. But that was an unsuccessful one.
Okay. So
It
these
is
are all
also-
inspired from the books.
Yeah. It is also believed even Leonardo da Vinci tried to fly an aircraft using the bird's flight path.
Okay.
But his was also an unsuccessful one. After that, we have the Vimana's blueprint, which is all about the equipments, the metals and the optical systems that can be used in a Vimana.
This was previously used.
Yeah. So in the Vaimanika Shastra itself, it is mentioned about steering gear, passenger cabin, electric motor, lifting fan and all the other stuff.
So it just shows that we were quite advanced way back then itself. It has rotor dynamo, electric motor, everything is there in this, absolutely. How did you get into this? Like, how did you get this information?
So here we basically researched on,
Okay.
and the Vaimanika Shastra was written thousands of years ago.
Right, yeah.
And in the 20th century, it was translated by Subbaraya Shastri.
Okay.
So in that book, all these information is published. So the next is the secrets of aerial combat. It's all about the techniques and the equipments that are present in a war aircraft.
The current one.
Yeah. So the Dik Pradarshana is all about directional indication for safer navigation, which in the modern days is done using compass or GPS.
Okay.
So the next is the technique, that's the Sarpadamana, wherein Sarpadamana is all about flying your aircraft in a zigzag way so as to avoid the enemy's aircraft.
Something like we see in the aero show
Yeah.
and all that.
So next in we have the foray into modern aviation. The evolution journey is mentioned in. Whenever people tell aeroplane, the first people that come into our mind is Wright brothers.
Yeah.
But according to few researchers, they found that it wasn't the Wright brothers.
Oh.
There was another Indian who is Shivakar Talpade, who flew his first flight in 1895, 8 years even before the Wright brothers.
So we are pioneers in flying
Yeah.
also.
So
Very
his
nice.
was an unmanned aircraft.
Okay.
He basically
This
flew,
one, is it?
Yeah. He basically flew for 1,500 feet before crashing it. He actually wanted to continue the research, but the Britishers didn't want him to continue his research. So they ordered the Maharaja of Baroda not to support him in any way. Since he did not receive any support, he had to let go of his research.
Oh.
Afterwards came the Wright brothers, and the documentation is available. This was all about the world of Ramanas. The next in, we can head towards the tactile gallery.
Okay. I think this took us back and then we're just coming back from